Today I am here speaking with Zulaka of Zulaka Consulting, which is positioned as a business organization where the primary focus is training and development, as well as business management solutions based in South Africa. Zulaka, thank you so much for spending some time talking with me today.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for inviting me and for giving me the opportunity.
Anytime. So obviously I want to ask you some questions about Zulaka Consulting. First off, I'd like to know how you decided to get started with Zulaka Consulting.
Well, it started exactly 10 years ago. So the business is celebrating its anniversary. About 10 years ago, I was working at a university of higher education. And as I was training people at the university, I then realized but the people who are being trained here are actually privileged people. And from my previous background, being disadvantaged in the post-apartheid system, it made me realize that there is so many people out there that are not being able to be trained and to be taught in this lavish environment. And that made me realize that now I need to do something and move out of the comfort zone of permanent employment and move into being an entrepreneur and empower other people who are less fortunate than those that are attending at the university. And I realized the amount of people, when I actually got into it, Francie, then it made me realize the amount of people that was there that was so much more disadvantaged, and it was an absolute opportunity from a business perspective as well. So from an opportunity from business as well as from a social perspective, I'd be making both people happy, myself and the person out there in the streets.
Excellent. Now, I know at Zulaka Consulting, you offer courses as part of the learning program. Now, courses range from new venture creation to ECO driving, and there's a whole variety of different courses as part of the learning program. So what are some of the more popular courses that you offer?
The programs that we've actually niched our market in is that of professional driving. In South Africa, one of the scarce and critical skills is the lack of professional drivers on the roads of South Africa. And it made me realize the highest, South Africa is actually having a huge unemployment rate of approximately 48% of our youth are unemployed, which made the opportunity of matching the critical skill of the unemployed youth with what is scarce in the industry. So professional driving is one of our hot programs, and in the professional driving, we add a bit of a different flavor to it where we've put in a program called Safe and Eco Driving. The Safe and Eco is a driving coaching program where we don't teach people how to drive. We take those who can drive and we change and work on the attitude and behavioral skill of the driver, where the companies and the individuals will save on various costs such as fuel consumptions, the whole carbon reduction emissions, also about safe driving, reducing fatalities on the road, preventing wear and tear within the company's vehicles. So there's a lot of benefit. The two hottest programs, as I said, is the professional driving and the Safe and Eco. The other program that you've mentioned on the new venture creation is a program that I'm personally very passionate about, coming from a background as starting as an entrepreneur.
So Zulaka, we've talked a little bit about the different driving programs that you offer. Can you tell me a little bit about the new venture creation program?
The new venture creation program is a program that I'm personally very passionate about, because this is where I always tell the young unemployed entrepreneurs in South Africa, don't wait to be employed. Join this program and get people employed. So this is the start of a program that allows you to employ more people within society, within community, and thereby at the end we see the larger picture of where we start eradicating poverty within the community, moving it out and into society. The program is something that is tailored towards NGOs as well. So anybody who's on a non-profit organization, they can use this program. It's a formal structured program where they go as to how to go about structuring their business or their ideas and concepts.
Very cool. Now, let me ask you this. How does somebody actually sign up and participate in these courses? Is it online? Is it at a specific location? If somebody's interested, how can they actually sign up and take the class?
We're very fortunate that we've got all these technological gadgets that we can use. We've got internet. They can get a quote over the internet. We can do a program online. In terms of the new venture creation program, the theoretical aspects can be done online. We can also do the practicals where we give them assignments as what to go and do, and then the assignments comes back to us so that we can see. In South Africa, it would be an advantage, or if we can be physically present at the program, then we can actually partake in the actual business from an incubation period and see how it grows. With the professional driving, it's very hands-on, where we call it the Safe and Eco Driver Coaching Program, where initially we do an online assessment, and after completing the online assessment, we then go further in, and then we start doing a coaching exercise with the driver with a maximum of approximately 3 people. So if they want to sign up for the course, it can be done over the internet, over email, or over the phone. And that's how you sign up for the actual program.
Excellent. Now, what is the website that people can go to visit to learn more and actually sign up?
The website is www.zulakaconsulting.co.za.
Excellent. And what is the phone number that somebody can call if they have some questions and want to get signed up that way?
Okay, the number is 0027 21 862 7905. Alternatively, I'll also give my mobile, which is 0027 83 442 7106.
Excellent. So now everyone has multiple ways to get in touch with you and find out more information about how they can get involved in some of the programs. Now, if there's a large group that all needs to take the same course, can you actually offer it to a group in a classroom setting all at the same time?
Yes, we do group trainings. It will depend on what program has been selected by the candidates. If we are talking new venture creation, we'd work on a maximum of 20 people in a group and then break into smaller groups because we encourage group participation and ideas to work in groups. We try not to exceed into big groups so that we can get maximum participation of each individual. On the safe and eco driving, we work with a maximum of 3 candidates in a vehicle, also depending on the vehicle. So we also do conveying the hazardous goods, dangerous goods on the road, such as petroleum and gases. Those kind of vehicles will limit the number of people on the vehicle, so it will be just the driver and the coach.
Okay.
And that's about the breakdown in terms of the groups.
Okay. Well, there definitely is some options if people need to get some training and take the classes where they can do it in small groups or large groups depending on what the program is.
Yeah, and I'm somebody rather crazy, and I do strange things where I would train one individual person because it's not about the number of people, but it's about how you can empower and change somebody's life. So if there's one person, I've done one person as well. So a number is just a figure. It's not important, but rather the quality of output.
Definitely. That's excellent. So once somebody completes one of the programs, do they receive some type of a certificate, or how does that work?
In South Africa, our training is registered according to the South African Qualifications Authority. And we've got different sectors of education and training in South Africa. With the transport sector, I work with an institution and I'm accredited as a training provider with an institution called TETA, T-E-T-A, and that stands for the Transport Education and Training Authority. And I'm also accredited and licensed with our National Department of Transport, and that makes the training that we give accredited and it can be certificated on the professional driving program. We're also accredited with another sector for education, and that's the services CETA, and that's accredited for the new venture creation training. We also do a lot of non-accredited training, such as the Safe and Eco, that's not accredited as yet in South Africa. We're working with Cranefield University on that program, and they're the license holders with a company called VVCR in the Netherlands. And they're in discussions with the Transport CETA in South Africa to have it aligned to South African standards. So whichever program they do, they walk away with a national certificate or a certificate of attendance, yes.
That's excellent. So not only are they going to get excellent training and going through a phenomenal learning program, but they're also going to have the proper certification when it's all said and done as well.
Yes, and something I'd like to add there as well, in South Africa, that's our education is in building blocks. So this qualification is a building block to a larger qualification. So I always tell that we seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And this is just one step of starting a full qualification.
Okay. Now, to switch gears a little bit from the learning programs that you offer, what if somebody needs training materials developed for their company? How are you able to help them?
It's a very much an interactive approach with the company where we would look at what is the company's needs, who would be the audience that the training material is targeted towards, what is the outcome that the company is looking to achieve with this training material, and then sit on a consultative approach with the company to draw up the relevant training material. We don't profess to be the gurus in the industry. What we do profess is to work alongside with the companies in achieving the objectives of what they wish to achieve in training. Ultimately, training is there to enhance the company's performance, and that's what we do with the outcome of the training material.
Okay. So to go along with training and providing some training materials and working along with the company, you also offer managing consulting. So how does that work?
With, again, on the transport sector, with management consulting, we work a lot with the managing directors and CEOs of the companies, as well as the chairmen of the group. We try and indicate the importance of training and how training adds to the value of the company. So we look at moving the training from where people see it as a nuisance, as an expense, and we turn that concept around and we look at it as an investment to growing your bottom line and not eroding the profit line. What we've worked with in the training industry in South Africa is something called a workplace skills plan. We show them how the training gets aligned to the betterment of the company and how we do the whole, the HR career pathing with the company so that the people that goes on the training adds value to the company, its profitability and career pathing in the long run. And what we also would, if we look at management consulting on a more higher level, we would sit a lot with team building and team working around management consulting. So we would take the full team. If we talk of the operations department, we talk of the HR department, and we'll talk of the finance department. The departments tend to work in isolation and in silos. We try and show them the golden thread running through all of them and why it's important to have a coherent structure within the organization.
And how important it is that they all kind of work together, and that they can probably get
Yes.
more accomplished as a team than kind of working in their individual different sectors.
Very much so, definitely.
All right, now let me ask you this. What markets are the training programs actually aimed towards?
We work on two markets where we work on the corporate market and we work on the core market, which is the unemployed youth. In South Africa, because of the high unemployment rate, especially in the youth of South Africa, my core focus is the unemployed youth, where we move them into a corporate employment. So because Zulaka Consulting is actually so fortunately based where I've got a very good hold within the corporate sector and within government sector, I'm able to take the unemployed youth that I put through on a training program and I can put them through into employment and move them from there. So I move the status of the actual employee.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you this. How do you actually fund all of these different programs?
The funding, if we're talking in terms of corporate higher management, that is self-funded from the organization. If we're talking of the unemployed youth, that's funded partly by the CETAs, the Sector for Education and Training Authorities. Quite a bit of the funding is also sourced from corporate companies. So we don't have any fixed source of income for it. Because I work quite strongly with the unemployed market, the funding is always a challenge to move them.
Okay. So I would guess that you would always be open to speaking with people that might be interested in possibly helping to get involved and maybe helping fund with getting involved with that unemployed youth program as well.
Yes, no, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to people who can assist in any way. If it's not directly by funding the actual training program, even if it's just funding part of the learner's allowance to attend class, because these are unemployed youth from the rural area, it's quite a bit taxing on them for traveling costs, etc. So if somebody can come by and say, listen, we can't really subsidize the training program, but maybe we can co-fund it, that would even be better. Then it at least lessens the burden on the individual and increases their opportunity to be employed.
Excellent. So let me ask you this. What do you see as the future for Zulaka Consulting?
The future is very bright at the moment. I've attended a recent conference and workshop with a gentleman called J.T. Fox, and I've implemented some of the strategies that was taught, and I've managed to get some companies from the Netherlands that are interested in looking and growing and buying into Zulaka Consulting. So Zulaka Consulting's near future is bright with an expansion into the European markets and with a full board of directors to be appointed.
That's fantastic news. So definitely a very, very bright future for Zulaka Consulting, and things are definitely going in a positive direction. So if somebody is listening to this and wants more information on the different learning programs, the training programs, getting involved with the unemployed youth, let's go ahead and tell everyone what the website and different phone numbers are that people can get in contact with you.
Okay, the website is www.zulakaconsulting.co.za. I'll just spell it. ZULAKAConsulting.co.za. The contact number at the office is 002721-862-7905. Alternatively, my mobile 0027-83 442-7106. And if there's anybody still working with faxes, it's 0027 8665 0027
Well, Zulaka, I have to thank you again for taking some time and sharing with me some more information about Zulaka Consulting. And I'm sure that there's definitely going to be people out there that are going to be interested in either taking the programs or getting involved and finding a way to help you grow. So thank you so much again for taking some time today.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best as well.